Hey guys, welcome to Geo with Motsoko. In today's video, we're doing a short activity on subtropical anticyclones, right? Okay, figure 1.3 is a diagram showing the influence of the plateau on South Africa's climate, right? On South Africa's climate. Now, let me just show you what this cross section means, okay? On the side, let me draw South Africa there, okay? This is South Africa. Let me shade here on the side. Now this shading is representing my escarpment, right? Representing my escarpment, the cliff or the steep slope that joins the plateau to the low-lying areas in the coast. Okay, and then right on the top, I have my plateau, my elevated flat area, my plateau. Now this black line, this black shading here is representing my escarpment, okay? And then this area here at the top is my plateau, Now we know that in winter, we have a high pressure over the land. We throw an H over the land. Now, when in winter, we have a high pressure over the land in South Africa. Now, this high pressure is known as the Kalahari anticyclone or the Kalahari high. Okay, if we look at this diagram, we have a HP, high pressure over the interior, right? Over the plateau, we have a Kalahari high pressure. They didn't tell you, but you should know that the high pressure over the land is the Kalahari high or the Kalahari anticyclone. Okay. Now, in winter, the Kalahari high is dominant. That's why you can see these arrows are very low. Now, because it is dominant, remember Kalahari high pressure is associated with sinking air. Since the air is sinking, it pushes our inversion layer. Can you see this layer here? It is being pushed by this sinking air. The Kalahari high is dominant, therefore there is more sinking air, which pushes our inversion layer to below the escarpment or below the plateau, right? If you say below the escarpment or below the plateau, it's acceptable. But if you look at this diagram, this represents summer. In summer, remember, we have a thermal low over the land, right? We have a low pressure in summer, which means that our Kalahari high is weak. You can see these arrows. They are representing the Kalahari high, which is weak in summer. Since it's weak in summer, it's not able to push the inversion layer to below the escarpment, right? So the warm moist air from this Indian Ocean now reaches the interior. You can see that it reaches the top of the plateau there. And now it's going to rise, cool, and condense to form clouds and bring about rainfall over the interior in summer, right? But in winter, the Kalahari high was dominant, which pushed our inversion layer to below the escarpment. Okay, now let's just go over the questions. 1.3.1 says, does sketch A or B indicate winter? Remember, in winter, I said the Kalahari high is dominant, right? Let's look at these diagrams. Look at this. The Kalahari high is weak because the arrows are smaller, right? Even the inversion is above. But for diagram A, the Kalahari high, you can even see they put HP over the land, right? This is the Kalahari anticyclone or Kalahari high. It is dominant in winter. So sketch A represents winter. The answer for A is sketch A. So the answer for 1.3.1 is sketch A represents winter. 1.3.2 says, give evidence from the sketch to support your answer. Here's the evidence. Look at these arrows. Look at this high pressure, right? You say that the Kalahari high is dominant. That's evidence number one, right? The Kalahari high is dominant. You can even tell us that the inversion layer is below the escarpment or below the plateau. If the inversion layer is below the escarpment or below the plateau, you can see it's below. That's how you know it is winter. Okay, and the warm moist air from the ocean cannot reach the interior. You see that it is blocked by the inversion layer. You see that? Those are the reasons why it is winter. Kalahari high is dominant. Inversion layer is below the escarpment. Moist air from the ocean cannot reach the interior, which means obviously there's going to be dry conditions over the interior. Okay, let's go to 1.3.3. How does the inversion layer form? Inversion layer, how does it form, right? Remember, inversion layer is a layer in the atmosphere, right, where temperature increases with height. Now, what you must know about sinking air is that sinking air warms up at the vertical. I'm going to use the color red to represent warm air, and I'm going to use the color blue to represent cool air. Okay, we said that right here at the top, cold air sinks, but we know that when air sinks, it warms up adiabatically, which means now on this layer right at the top, we are going to have warm air, right? Because as the air sinks, it warms up adiabatically. Okay, now remember this moist air which is rising. We know that as moist air rises, it cools and condenses. It what? It cools, which means now as it rises, it's going to start cooling. Now let me use the color blue to represent cool air. Right? Now can you see now it has formed a layer. At the bottom of this layer, I have blue, which means I have lower temperatures. Right? It is cool. At the top of this layer here, and the top of the layer, I have the color red, which means that it is warm air. So now inside this layer, when I move from blue towards red, it means temperatures are now increasing. You see that? It's cool and then it becomes warm inside this layer. So inside this layer in the atmosphere, as I go higher, temperature increases. And we know that when temperature increases with height, we call that a temperature inversion, right? Now, since this is a layer, right? We will say that it is a layer in the atmosphere where temperature increases with altitude or temperature increases with height. Right? Now it forms because of uh, strong subsiding air. When strong subsiding air meets up with the moist air from the ocean, right? Remember, the strong subsiding air warms up as it descends, right? It warms up as it descends and it meets the moist air from the ocean, which cools as it rises, forming our inversion layer, right? How does the inversion layer form? It forms from the strong subsiding air, right? Which warms up adiabatically when it meets the moist air from the ocean, which cools as it rises. You see that now where they meet, they are going to form an inversion layer. They are going to form conditions whereby temperature increase with height or increase with altitude. Okay, 1.3.4. Account for the change in the position of the height of the inversion layer in sketch B. Account means explain, right? If you are doing geography, you should have action verbs in your notebook, right? Which explain to you what words such as account mean. Now this question says account for the change in the position, right? What else are we looking for? We're accounting for the change in position of what? Of height of the inversion layer, right? Yes, we want to know why. We are actually explaining why the position of the inversion layer has changed in sketch B, right? So highlighting is very important in questions. So we know that we are accounting. To account means to explain, right? We are explaining, and it says here 2 times 2, which means I want 2 points, and they will be for 2 marks each. Okay. Now the reason why the inversion layer has changed position in sketch B is because, remember, the Kalahari high is weak, 2 marks. The Kalahari high is weaker in sketch B, right? Since the Kalahari high is weaker, it means that there is strong convection. Strong convection. Convection refers to the vertical movement of warm air, right? Or vertical movement of heat. You can see that this warm air is rising. That's convection, right? There is strong convection, right? And this warm air is able to reach the interior, pushing the inversion layer to above the escarpment, right? We explained why the inversion layer is now here. Number one, the Kalahari high is weak. If it's weak, it cannot push the inversion layer, right? That's the first reason. Kalahari high is weak. The second reason is that there is strong convection, right? Strong convection currents, right? There's more warm moist air rising. See that? It's pushing the inversion layer upwards, and this more moist air reaches the interior, right? So those are the two reasons. Weak Kalahari high, strong convection, or more moist air is rising. Okay, write a paragraph of approximately 8 lines, right? Explaining how the change of position or change of height of the inversion layer over the plateau influences climate. over South Africa during summer and winter. You see, I highlighted the main points. They want you to explain how the changing position of the inversion layer influences climate during these two seasons, in summer and winter. Which means that my answer must be talking about the change in height of the inversion layer. Can you see? The change in height of the inversion layer. Where's my pointer now? The change in height. You can see that height has changed. Your answer must mention that, right? And how it influences climate. We know that now in winter there's going to be dry conditions over the interior because this moisture does not reach the top of the plateau. We know that in summer there's going to be wet conditions or more rainfall because the warm moist air reaches the top of this plateau. Okay, so you must mention all those things and mention the seasons, right? The first one, we know that this season here is winter and this one is summer. We have winter, we have summer. Okay, let's start the paragraph. In winter, can you see I'm being specific? I'm saying in winter the Kalahari High is dominant. More sinking or descending air. There's more subsiding air, right? Which pushes our inversion layer. You see that? Then you say that our inversion layer is below the escarpment. You see that? I said the Kalahari High is dominant. Then point number 2, I said the inversion layer is now below the escarpment. The inversion layer is below the escarpment, and warm moist air from the ocean cannot reach the interior. You can see that it cannot pass through the inversion layer. Warm moist air cannot reach the interior, which leads to dry conditions or less rainfall over the interior of South Africa. You see, I spoke about less rainfall. I'm covering this part about climate. Okay? And then and let's go to B. Remember, we need to talk about both seasons. Then you'll tell me, in summer, the Kalahari High is weaker. Kalahari High is weaker, right? The inversion layer is above the plateau or above the escarpment. You see that it's above both of them. It's above the plateau, above the escarpment. And then warm, moist air from the ocean rises and it reaches the interior, right? When it reaches the interior, you can see it starts to rise, cool, and condense to form clouds. We don't show them there, but to form clouds, and clouds will bring about the rainfall, and therefore there'll be wet conditions in summer. Do you see that? That's your paragraph. Be specific. In winter, the Kalahari High is dominant. The Kalahari High is dominant. The inversion layer is below the escarpment or below the plateau, right? Moist air from the ocean cannot reach the interior. Therefore, there's less rainfall over the interior. But in summer, the Kalahari High is weaker. Since it's weaker, the inversion layer is found above the plateau and above the escarpment. And then warm moist air from the ocean reaches the interior. It rises, cools, and condenses to form clouds, and clouds will bring about the rainfall. Right?